Win away from elimination, but leading right now by 7 as we send it back to the arena. Marv Albert, Matt Guokas, Ahmad Rashad, and Jim Gray.
And stuff. Thank you, Bob. Well, a call that was disputed by Penny Hardaway just a moment ago. Steve Kerr was able to dive and come up with the timeout.
Penny is letting the official know that Steve Kerr should not have been able to call this timeout because both players had possession or tied up and had 4 hands on the basketball. Nevertheless, Kerr got the call. He was shouting it, I think, as he dove to the floor, asking for that timeout.
Kerr being defended tightly by Thompson. Scottie Pippen has been quiet, only 1 of 5 from the field. Jordan with the step. And rebounded by O'Neal. Shaq with 18. Michael Jordan, that's a backcourt violation. Brooks Thompson, who had some shaky moments handling the ball in game 3, turns it over right there.
And he was surprised by Penny throwing him the ball in that situation. Penny Hardaway, the primary ball handler right now. Brooks Thompson occasionally plays some point guard, but with Hardaway bringing it out of the backcourt, his responsibility to get it into the front court.
4.5 remaining in the first half. Jordan try to shovel it. Blocked by O'Neal.
Luke Longley is really having his problems at both ends of the floor. A little surprised Bill Wennington hasn't gotten a call. Phil Jackson just went down and got him.
Yes, Bill Wennington making his way to the scorer's table. And a push is called. It's on the Bulls. That's 3 on Longley, and he will sit down. Here comes Wennington.
And Bill really struggles with the strength department, trying to keep Shaq from moving either into the middle or the spin baseline. But what Bill can do for the other end is spread the floor a little bit, run some pick and pops, and he's effective with that 16-foot jump shot.
Here's Donald Royal. That's that quick first step. The Magic 46. The Bulls 37.
Well, Penny Hardaway forced to the baseline there, but Donald Royal doing the smart thing, not standing around, looking for a lane to cut into, and he was the benefit of an easy 2.
You mentioned the spreading the floor that Bill Wennington provides, but he was not able to hit that open jump shot. Thompson. Yes. That's why Brooks Thompson is on the floor, particularly with the Magic short-handed. In fact, we're told that Brian Shaw, who was supposed to play after sitting out with a neck injury in Game 3, will not be able to play. On the bench, but unable to perform, we're told. Rodman with the offensive rebound. So apparently the muscle spasms in the neck got worse. Jordan was fouled. Foul committed by Hardaway, his first.
And a late whistle there as Michael was forced to the baseline side. And the whole Magic crowd reacting, obviously. A little shove there by Penny Hardaway as Jordan fell down, but it was a late whistle, and that's why the crowd is reacting, Shaquille reacting. And then Penny Hardaway, for the most part, has not been griping with the officials as he did in Game 2, but he started to right there, and the veteran Anthony Bowie coming over to get into Penny's ear, say, hey, leave the referees alone, just keep playing your game. We need you out here playing, not barking at the referees.
And Orlando with that foul going over the limit. Tony Kukoc back on the floor, replacing Steve Kerr, who did not score. O'Neal tried to save it and stepped down. Gets again, a very sincere pat from Dennis Rodman.
Well, Shaq actually took his eye off the ball here and missed it completely, bouncing off his chest and trying to save it and throwing it as hard as he could off Dennis Rodman. I'm sure if he had the opportunity again, he'd throw it even higher if he could.
Orlando by 10. Just under 3 left, first half. Pippen got inside. Nice fake by Scottie Pippen. It's only his second field goal. Ryan Hill has O'Neal up front now, along with Wolf and Royal, with Bowie and Hardaway at the guard. Hardaway guarded by Pippen. Hardaway with a change of pace dribble and then forces it up. Kukoc met by Royal. Wennington for Rodman. Now Wennington will shoot it. Air ball handled by Royal. And pass, Bowie able to save it.
Bill Wennington looking very tentative, passing it up an open shot and forcing a bad one air ball.
Whoa! Draws the foul. Donald Royal, who can take it to the basket extremely effectively with that first step. And when he's getting the playing time, spends much time at the foul line. He's a slashing style player. Here's the driving move by Donald Royal in his 7th NBA season out of Notre Dame, originally a third-round draft pick of Cleveland, spent some time in the CBA, played over in Israel, back to the NBA with San Antonio. This is 4th year with the Magic.
Well, last year, Donald had been a starter for much of the year and then injured his ankle late in the playoffs and lost that starting spot to Dennis Scott and kind of lost confidence in himself. Coaching staff losing confidence in him. Brian Shaw not available now. He's saying he is done for the game. But Donald Royal may not be a perimeter threat, but he is certainly a threat to getting the foul because he can take the ball so hard to the hole.
Magic up 50-40. 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the half. Less than 2.
For the travel. 10th turnover committed by the Bulls.
Well, no complaint from Michael, just a little smirk, and no complaint from Phil Jackson. They all knew what happened on the play as Jordan trying to escape that double team.
Minute and a half remaining in the first half. Oh, look out. Rodman and O'Neal with a shove on Rodman. Let's see how the officials handle this one. Dennis Rodman in a conversation with several members of the Orlando Magic. This one was brewing right throughout.
Yeah, Dennis has been starting now. He's milling around, got into a little verbal altercation with Brian Hill, and they continue to jaw at one another. As there's been some hard hitting there, the shove by Shaquille O'Neal and Brian Hill walking out towards Dennis Rodman. Richie Adubato protecting Brian. I don't know how good that's going to be right now, but so this, when you're a teammate of Dennis Rodman or a Chicago fan, this is what you always worry about with Dennis Rodman, the fireworks starting and you just don't know what's going to go off.
Double technical called on Rodman. O'Neal, who was fouled. Line drives the first home. He's 5 of 5 at the line.
Well, Shaq hit him 1, 2, 3 hard times, and Dennis Rodman just trying to grab onto Shaq and maybe instigate a little bit with the grab, and he did what he wanted to do. He got Shaq to react with a push.
So difficult to figure out Shaquille O'Neal's inconsistent free throw shooting. A loose ball foul is called. Joe Wolf battling for the rebound, picks up his second. Both teams are over the foul limit. So the Bulls to the line.
I thought you were going to say so difficult to figure out Dennis Rodman. There's an understatement. But Dennis senses that his team right now is a little bit lethargic. They kind of weathered the storm for much of the first quarter when the Magic came out and played with a great deal of emotion. Now I think he senses his team going backwards. He's trying to do something to get them fired up and, of course, get himself fired up. He's going to go to the bench for a rest right now.
Well, this has sparked up Orlando team in this first half. In particular, right at the start, an Orlando team playing without Nick Anderson, who suffered the wrist injury late in Game 3. Brian Shaw dressed and on the bench. It was thought he'd be able to play after sitting out on Saturday with the muscle spasms in his neck. Now he is out. John Koncak playing with hobbled knee. He start of the game, but has not played much today. Off the steal, here comes Bushler.